Hello Internet, welcome to Jamiljiral. I am Jamil Silva and I'm working in the Nikon D750 in the menu system. I'm trying to explain what each option does. So today, in today's episode, we're going to talk about the custom setting menu. And there are many options for this menu, and I believe we'll have to split this video in sections. Well, it's divided in sections. Section A, which is autofocus, B, metering and exposure, C, timers and AE lock, D, shooting and display, E, bracketing flash, F, controls, and G, movie. I don't want this video to be longer than 15 minutes. That's why I think it's worthwhile dividing the videos according to these sections. For example, this was arranged and divided in the things related to autofocus. The letter A is related to autofocus. B, the things that you have here, all the commands, the settings are related to metering and exposure, and so on and so forth. I think this was a nice way to arrange things in this camera so that you don't have to go looking for a specific item in all the camera. You know that if you want to change something about, for example, autofocus, you can go here in the camera and go in the section and you will probably have it in here. And I think it will work like that. So, with no further ado, let's start with the custom setting menu. And if you want to watch the other videos, you can find it on the internet. Well, let's go. The first option that we have here is reset custom settings. For this option, if you press OK, you will choose yes or no. Of course, if you choose yes, you're going to reset the camera. Everything that you've done in here will be erased and will go back to factory configuration. So I don't think now it's a good time for me to press yes. I will go back to the option and I'm going to start in letter A, autofocus. Let's talk about autofocus. To access this menu, I can press OK. I can either press OK or I can press the right part of this joystick over here. Let's press OK. Now I have the options for autofocus, which starts number 1 and we go all through number 9. Well, let's see. For example, in letter A1, you have a small dot in the letter, but you don't have this in A2, for example. What does it mean? Well, it means that, for example, in A1, I did some changes that are different from factory configuration. So every time you do something that is different from the original configuration from the camera, you're gonna have this mark above the letter. Well, let's start then with A1, which is AFC priority selection. AFC is auto focus, C for continuous, and priority selection. If you press OK, you're gonna have focus and release. Focus means that the camera will take the picture only when it's in focus. If it's not in focus, it will not take the picture. And release, it means that the camera will take the picture anyway, if the subject is in focus or not. Well, let's go back here. When we have this AFC, it's autofocus continuous. This is a configuration that you choose up here and not here in this control, because C is for continuous, but it's for continuous shooting. You may want to take pictures, for example, 3-4 pictures at once, but this is not the case in this menu. When I'm talking about AFC, it means that I want to take pictures of moving subjects, and I will change this option easily pressing in the back of the camera here. I've shown you in a previous video how to do that, and you move the dial here, and then you have the option AF, which starts in automatic, and then single, and then continuous. When you choose continuous, the autofocus will try to find the focus for moving subjects. Now the next option that we have is A2 for AFS, autofocus single, priority selection. Once I press OK, I have the option focus and the option release. Focus means that the camera will only take the picture if the subject is in focus. And if you choose release, it means that the camera only is going to take the picture anyway if it's in focus or not. Well, there's something that I found out about this camera actually compared to another camera that I have, which is the D750, is that if you choose this option for AF single and if you choose focus, in my case it's set for that. Once you let the subject in focus and recompose, the camera doesn't take the picture. You have to change the focus point inside of this monitor so that the camera take the picture. If you recompose, we do not take the picture. It doesn't happen this way with my G610. Let's see now the other option. We have focus tracking with lock on. Let's press OK. We have the option which comes from number 1 all through number 5. Number 5 is long, 4, 3, which is normal, 2, 1, which is short, and off is, you don't have this option available now. I've chosen normal. I think that's the best. Once you use this system, you're going to use more battery, but it's quite handy because here you're going to set how long the camera is going to start tracking again once the focus is locked, especially for moving subjects. You lock somebody walking, for example. Do you want this to be the next focus? Do you want this to be like a short interval or a long interval? This part controls this kind of autofocus. Well, the next part is A4, focus point illumination. Let's press OK. And then we have a manual focus mode, which is on in my case. It means that the focus inside of this viewfinder is going to turn on and turn off. You will control that. Manual focus mode, if it's on or off, you choose your option. Dynamic area for AF display, in my case, is on or off. We'll choose when you choose the focus here for dynamic 9, dynamic 21 in here. You're going to choose if they are going to be illuminated or not. You move this option in here. You press here in the Bluetooth focus and you choose here, using this dial, the option, for example, single or group area or dynamic area. In dynamic area you have 9, 21 I believe, because it goes up, this camera goes up to 51 focus point. Well, the next option is not that part. The dynamic area, if you want them to be on or off, or illuminated or not, and the group area AF illumination. If you want them to be like this, you have here 2 options, or like this. They will illuminate when the subject is in focus. The next option is A5, AF point illumination. In my case, is in auto. Here we have auto, on and off. You're going to choose if the illumination here will happen, for example, when it's too dark and you cannot see the focus point in the camera, or when it's too bright and you cannot see. In a lighting situation that makes you not see the point inside, the focus point inside. Here I've chosen automatic for this. You can turn it off. Of course, if it's on, if you choose on or auto, it will consume more battery. Now let's go to focus point wraparound in number A6. In my case, it's off, and I like that way because what this part do? Well, the camera has a focus point inside here in the viewfinder, and when you want to change it, you will go to one side, to the left, or you're going to the right, and you will follow the command of this joystick. And you can set it to stop in one corner. If you don't set to stop in one corner, it will, when it gets to this corner, it will automatically move to the other corner. And I like to be off this option because when I want to throw this focus to one side, I want it to stay there, especially if I am shooting an event, and I just put my hand here in the dial and I know it will be there. Then I like to turning off this option, focus point wrap around. And of course, if you press OK, we have wrap and no wrap. Wrap, it means when the focus point reach one corner, it will automatically go to the other side. Well, let's talk about number of focus points. As I told you, this camera has 51 points, but you can also choose 11 points of focus. Sometimes you may think that's not a good idea to have just 11 focus points, but it's not. It's not, because sometimes you are in an event and you want to move less hidden joystick and you want to move it to one corner of the viewfinder. And once you have just 11 focus points, you just click once or twice and it will be there. And if you have 51 points, it will take longer. You have to click more. It depends on what you're doing. Now let's go back now to, or let's move forward to store points by orientation, which in my case is off. If you press OK, you have the option to turn it on or not. Well, what it does, we have 51 focus points in this camera. The middle point is always the best one because it focuses using vertical or horizontal lines. In order the camera to focus, it uses contrast in lighting and texture based in horizontal and vertical lines. The middle point, the middle focus point, will try to track these two lines, but once you move to the other points, some of them will work in a vertical position and the others will, some others will work in a horizontal positions, and you can choose which ones will be horizontal and vertical. Well, for my case, for my kind of photography, I think this point is off is better. And as you have 51 points, if one point is not focusing, you move to the next one, and maybe it will be horizontal or vertical according to your needs. Well, let's move to the last option in here, which is built-in AF assistant illuminator. In my case, it's off, and I like it to be off. If you press OK, you're going to have the option to turn it on or turn it off. What it does, if the lighting is not okay, it's getting dark, the camera, especially if it's on, of course, the camera will turn on a red light in here, and a beam of light will help the camera focus on your subject. I like to be off because, first of all, this camera is very good in a low light situation. It focuses very well. And a second thing that I don't like is having this red light bothering the subject. You're going to have this red light in somebody's face all the time, and I don't think this is quite professional, and I don't think this is respectful. So I like to turn it off and use other ways to focus. If you use an external flash, you can use the flash. The flash will help the camera a lot in this focus problem if it has one. Okay, I think this is it for now, this part. And in our next episode, let's talk about the B, metering exposure. I hope to see you in this episode. Bye.